solo lanes will actually take quite a bit of pain. After the nerfs to the wave clear on the Q, you actually have less windows to trade, so LeBlanc does even better in this matchup. It's kind of a sustaining
past
matchup.
that and get towards a later stage where they're feeling good, then it could be the Glad plane flying. As we got teleports coming in everywhere. 5 Jin Air members are going to be in this Ocean Drake pit. There's lots of damage onto Kellen. They're going to have to be careful here as the Crocodile culls all of the Meek in the river. Root unable to get out. It's a double kill for Soan, who continues to play like a beast here in the final game. Hey, that's true. Your last dose of Korean Nami, maybe.
He is one of our Nami players.
He is. As, okay, that's a gigantic engage from Malrong. A party ultimate comes down from Bono, and Malrong's surviving for so long. Tempt flashing, but he was out of range. Malrong's just able to limp away. Bono's still trying to go in there as Grace ults himself, and they get so much damage. The culling over on top of Kia's Tempt can't get the damage down. And Malrong baited everyone, and they got a kill.
Absolutely, a gust of wind would have taken him down. Tempt is still around the outside, knows he hasn't been spotted, but they're losing turret planes.
Yeah, we were talking about how nimble the Gragas is for a larger gentleman, and my goodness, he just displayed that so well.
You've been prepping for all those months away, and you're just the world's greatest caster.
All right,
and speaking of some great casting,
well, Linderung's going to cast some ultimate here as the ultimate comes out from Bono as well. Gets the knock up is, oh god,
game seems like it's going to get trickier. See if they can keep it up. Turret plate's still up. You see the charge, and it goes to Root. All of them
are not going to find the body slam as the distortion is going to use back there. Is Eye going to be poked out?
Gold around the map as Hanwha kind of toothlessly tried to defend.
Yeah, that was actually just a complete waste of time. Exactly. Jin Air have any sort of inkling that Hanwha are on the Baron, as I'm going to hold my point for a moment. Play back there onto Bono, has to flash. It's going to be the trade. Malrong holds on.
Who's in control of the game that Jin Air have sometimes not been able to understand that it's not the same as it was 5 minutes ago.
Well, this has been their greatest flaw, right? Kellen's going to go down. Which is what Kellen went for first.
Grace is in a smart spot here, threatening to try to get these last hits in. Only 1 minion though. No worries. They finally get the turret, and you know what? There was threat
to get over there. As Jin Air, they definitely want to fight for this. But Hanwha are ready. In goes the claw. They find Tempt, who distorts his way out. That means he can't distort his way back in again. As Bono finds a point-blank ultimate. The final chapter is red though, and he's in the bouncy castle. The pig is for breakfast, and the dragon goes to Malrong. Linderung is chasing away Soan there as well as Root. Does go gold in exactly the right second. And the playback onto Ki, who's trying to you and me over to Tempt as the culling flies forward. It is cancelled early as he dashes out of the way as Tempt does find Kellen in the end. Soan with the Dominus trying to catch up as Malrong finds the Ezreal and has the stopwatch to avoid any sort of punishment. And Jin Air have smashed this team fight. Hanwha looking all sorts of mess.
A real bizarre team fight though, as there was a man fight between Soan and Linderung separated from the...
Damn right. Apart from when he's talking about, okay, Lance comes out, Malrong is going to be safe as the backline access for Root. Not exactly the flanking champion you want. And Hanwha are going to destroy the Lucian. Hopefully he never does that again.
That was an unforced error. Again, to use the tennis analogy I'm partial to. He goes in with no flash and no front line. Now it's 5v4. Jin Air want to posture, but they don't want to fight.
Onto the Crocodile there as well. Flay lands back as fantastic knockups from Linderung is keeping them all in place. Bono has to go golden because of all the threat here from Jin Air, but now they're very low, and in goes Tempt to finish off Kellen. Good stopwatches elsewhere, but the Ezreal's going to pay for it. Double kill comes out from Tempt. It's messy, but it's working for Hanwha so far.
This is definitely a dish that has poor presentation, but it looks pretty tasty.
Now you can see that the gold difference graph as ultimate comes down. Grace is trying to immediately remove it. Kellen dead again. A lot of Threshers so far in this tournament have certainly had that problem as Linderung teleports in, flashes out, and has to use the ultimate as well as Jin Air look of all sorts right now. The slice, but you see, held on to.
You see how post-level 16 LeBlanc can actually be the hard carry of these engagements. She gets in, she pops, she gets out, and Hellfire is deleted. Speaking of deletion, the range here and the siege we talked about.
There's Mimic Distortion just softening up the Jin Air members, and Hanwha have control of the inner turret, and they're looking to push for more. 5 members barreling down, and I think that they've broken the base. They have. Inhibitor probably going to follow suit.
Kellen cannot afford to die first. He is the one that
Still, Bono over to the side. Tempt very, very low. Jeanette, oh god, Grace easily able to grab that kill. Tempt a bit of a whoopsie. Relentless pursuit onto this control ward. Bono in trouble, but he gets the permafrost and the cat grabs the kill. It's a messy fight, but it's one that goes over to Hanwha Life, and now they've got a jungler, and they've got their eyes on the big purple worm.
Someone was able to get in, and
Ghosts as well. He's not going to want to claw over the side, so Baron is going to be three-manned, and Grace is now just going to run into the enemy. Decent claw there, as the final chapter doesn't really get too much work done. As that's the bop and slap from Malrong. Redemption, a lot of healing actually available onto Jin'e, but now Hanwha, they need to start some sort of fight. They can't wait for this dragon just to be secured. 10 dives on oh my god, he steals it! The Elder goes to Hanwha, but it's still a 4 versus 5, and they are going to back away.
Jin'e have not even a roll of the dice. I got half a roll of the dice here, and they don't take it. They're going to have plenty of minion power to respect.
Well, Grace is going to dive in. Cell faults there. A lot of damage into the backline. Takes the land to get out, but not exactly any damage done just yet. First, Bono going to be taking a little bit, but Grace coming on over. We've got a decent redemption, but finally, the first kill of the fight. It's Grace going down, and Hanwha still able to push forward, and they've got super creeps now barreling forward as well. Inhibitor in the mid lane just being ignored as Nexus turrets are on the menu for Hanwha. Both of them destroyed. Now the Nexus is fair. Hanwha needing to start the fight. Kellen going to go down as an afterthought as Root is going to get the QSS off. Now Bono being chased down. Low health bars as now the Lucian wants to try and get something done, but he can't move forward too far. Otherwise that happens. And he's evaporated from the map. The Aatrox also, and now Hanwha are going to finish the game. Jin'e, such a good early game, but in the end, it's all Hanwha Life.
Hanwha Life Esports, always there. Credit to both of the family for coming in as often as they do, and they know it's an important match. This is relegation's final match, final Korean League of Legends series of 2019, and looking at the numbers, having range pretty good. Frisch gets to level 9 and can wave clear on command.
I've spoken to him about it, but LS didn't actually really give me a clear
Action
answer.
or function? Choose one.
Find him. Grace, fair bit of damage as the chains do
Whoa.
land, and no...
To walk past him, and that was the reason that it took a longer path so he could hit the cocoon. There was definitely some fortune there, but it was also pretty damn fun.
That was really cool. As Bono gonna make his way up, and this is a sad crocodile. Have you seen a sad crocodile before? Well, you do now. It comes back around. And a hook is going to land. Oh my goodness, it's bad news for Kellen. Doesn't have the cleanse really nicely timed. As Root does a lot of damage to Bono, but takes a lantern.
Tails is cleanse.
Yeah.
No stutter stepping required.
Well, Root is going to Featherstorm. Waiting for the Blade Caller there on Decay. Good lord, a lot of damage as Grace in position. Just decides to go for the Ring of Frost to guarantee it. He clawed over the wall, so that was
use of the Rift Herald to get 320 gold for free.
Yep. And those plays, of course, have
is Linderong going to go in?
Oh, the flash! Linderong gets the slice, gets the dice. No flash available, but does have the dominance for the extra health. He's still going to get cocooned and body slam.
One, and suddenly, everyone's got problems. Speaking of problems.
Yep, a little bit early on the Ruthless Predator as Bono's going to take a hell of a lot of damage. The threaded volley's really hurting here as Linderong, remember, no flash. Avoids the knock-up quite nicely there, as you could see. That's only going to be a consolation prize. And diving on in, he's looking to try and kill Root here, but he's not going to be able to. That turret shot! And Root is going to be able to get the kill credit.
Doesn't fly, sadly.
Yeah, I know. We don't have any ragdoll physics in League of Legends, unfortunately. As Linderong getting turned into an attempt for one, as Malrong surfing on over. See whether he can actually find the seismic shove this time. The answer is no, but it doesn't. Super high value. As Grace is going to throw out a few more of those sounds, and they're happy ones. Seismic shove. Playing around Sungin looks to be an option here as Tempt looking over at Malrong. Okay, pops himself back as the seismic shove is fantastic. Tempt does click the lantern, but that means that LeBlanc is no longer available. Another Weaver's Wall comes down. Grace is going to jump over the other side of it as Bono's going to flash. Even the Brambleback is in amongst it, but the Angry Croc. Oh god, so many. It's Root. He was frontlining for a moment, but thankfully this time around, he's got a couple of different disengage options. It's not going to be enough. No. Tempt finds the back line. Linderong's still big, but there's no Sir Thomas. And Malrong has to go golden with 0 health. Pops out, gets dark and bladed to death. And now it's a crocodile. It's a lady who makes too much noise. And they're against the world of Hanwha Life. and Linderung is put into his Guardian Angel and should be put down. Gray still trying to get in here. Does get the Circle of Frost, but instead he decides that it's an ace that he's donating as 4 members of Hanwha are bearing down on him. That hook didn't work as he flashes forward, gets the spider, self-ults, fair bit of damage, no mana on Songyun, but I don't think he really worries about it as Grace is buying a hell of a lot of time. Yeah, and oh, come on.
Still do this really fast.
Yeah, Weave as well, just to try and block them, but doesn't really get too much work done as Kellen is able to get that Captain Jack cleanse again as Root comes down and will be taken out. This is obliteration for Hanwha, and the Baron should be taken as well. This is the most Jin Air since the last Jin Air, and Hanwha, well, Super Mega Death Rocket. Kellen's gonna flash to save Malrung. And yeah, no, it's over. Yeah.
Well, just a beautiful display.
This is what happened to your LCK, Doa.
Shout out to you, Doa. 3 years ago, around this time, was his last broadcast alongside Monty. That was the Worlds Qualifier Final.
Yeah.
When KT Rolster got knocked out by Samsung Galaxy. Famously, Samsung had not beaten KT in a best-of-1 since the start of LCK, and then won that match and went to the final Worlds that year.
And then became the kryptonite for KT.
Exactly. Strong lanes. Let's see if Malrung can do some gambling and get them ahead.
Yep. Hopefully you can get them ahead far enough so that when they fall off this cliff, they can still build, Papa.
Well,
even if they get relegated.
I mean, it is very likely to be. CJ Entis are like 700 at this point.
Bono's coming in.
Actually 1,000. It's been since 2016.
It's been a long time. Malrung turns up. Bono is here pretty predictably. Of course, ganking the Alawi lane as the minion wave moves underneath the turret. So
now Bono is
definitely ahead of this. Yeah, exactly. He's going to show himself now as Test the Spirit does come down. Tana's going to flash Malrung way too late, and he just gives him up. Knows that he's dead. They can get there before the level 6 does come down. He does hit that level 6 mark, but he gets pulled up into the sky and destroyed. The teleport is going to be invested, apparently, yeah. So Malrung going to get the smite down, but it's not over yet. Kellen eats the grey health. He is a very dead catfish in the back of this pit, delivered over to Flash immediately as soon as the back is channeled from Malrung, as we've got multiple members here. Killer Instinct down. The barrel comes on through, easily delivered. Sowan, pretty good top lane. As we've got a bit of a fight here in the river. Malrung does go golden, keeps himself alive for the moment, but you're right, Papa. But he's still ahead. Doing okay. He's 10th. Looking for it. They get the knock-up, though, and that is a real dead Aatrox.
I would never bet on it.
No.
I hate
think
teams
you're
like
right.
that.
There's a headbutt pole. There is a Devour for Malrung, but he's boxed into the wall. Songyun comes down, tries to run in the pain, but Root, he's got the final hour. They're going to get a kill. It is answered back immediately. Oh, yeah, they were the only team that didn't lose the game.
That wasn't that good a headbutt pole, right?
That was a fantastic Devour, though, as he once again into the fire, as there's the last breath. Grabs a couple as Malrung gonna flash. Tana right in the middle of the fight, though. The test of spirit, the leap of faith. Is this the faith that we've been looking for, though, as Grace dives in, double knock-up. Someone is huge, but Root has the final hour, and it might be that for Hanwha this game. Yeah, or anything. In fact, didn't know there was a plane. It's a bunch of kids pretending they have one, but now feels like they've built it. There's the Killer Instinct onto Songyun. Malrung wanting to do it. He stole that one away, and he wins the 1v1 off the back end, but it's a triple kill for the Crocodile off the side, and the Bane is dead. Tana, I don't know whether he's got the damage for this.
I want the
reverse sweep,
and
man.
the exhaustion.
That's still the dream as the barrel flies in, but Kellen eats the Bane while it's in the air, and Tana is going to go golden right in the middle of this fight as the tentacles are going ballistic, and Hanwha, this is not the start of the fight they were looking for. Root on the back end tumbles out of most of them, as that's a party if ever I've seen one. Malrung just returning the ale that he didn't want over to Bono, but Root off on the back end is going to take down the cow as well. Sowan gets flashed on, flash liquid tongue, I love it. Root is able to charge up that rage, and that's a dead Crocodile. Yeah, so your ability to meme is 5-head also is Tana. His ability to be in a good position is, and Jin Air, the plane ride is about to end. They're trying to stop it, but this Nexus turret is already so extraordinarily low. Final hour has been popped, but it might be better used to describe Root's experience in the LCK.
And Jin Air Greenwing's experience in the LCK.
Yeah. I mean, Jin Air have been here for a while, but Root only had that final hour, really. Grace desperately trying to get some of these knockups, but the tower is going to fall. It is only the Nexus now, as Jin Air are looking for it, but they are burning to death. They are bleeding. There's Sungin still alive. The supercharger is there. Root has been devoured, but Jin Air are going to be devoured themselves. Hanwha Live in straight games. Former Jin Air players in order to get there, of course, Soan and then Kakao and Ixu as well. I mean, there's just so many players that have had a stint in the Jin Air Green Wings. The rite of passage no longer there for the